And we are back again with the finals. FaZe going against Ninja and Hysteria, and this is going to be a monumental matchup. Both teams have similar play styles, and trust me, it's only going to get better from here. Will we see a bracket reset in Ninja and Hysteria take it over FaZe, or will FaZe close it out and be the two-time champions plus four-time champion, or two-time champions back-to-back, and four-time champions in Friday Fortnite with $40,000 earned? I don't know. It's going to get crazy. Where are we dropping, boys?
It looks like for the FaZe guys, we're going to be seeing potentially Greasy Grove and also Fringe and Hysteria doing the exact same thing, or maybe even make their, actually no, they're making their way towards Shifty Shafts. It looked like it was going to be a Greasy Grove pickup, but not at all the case. Both teams playing very similar off the start, which makes for a very interesting grand final on the outskirts of Tilted Towers. We'll see exactly which team likes to initiate that fight off the start, as it looks like Tfue on our screens at the top left, making his way inside of a building first, trying to find some weapons and trying to get that first frag on the board here for the finals.
Yes, sir. This is exactly what we want to see. Both teams sticking together and trying to fight it out for not only loot, but also fight it out for the kills, as they are going to get brutal at this point. Now, mind you guys, if you're just joining us, Ninja and Hysteria have to get a bracket reset in order to take this victory, whereas Tfue and Cloaksy only have to win one game, or one series, rather. So, who will take it? I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Tweet it out. We got to get it going, as this is going to be one of the most exciting finals I think that we're ever able to see. But with both landing Shifty, both hotly contested in this area, really, honestly, you got to be thinking we're setting records here potentially, or also, too, how scared I would be if I was an opponent in this lobby.
Right, man? You got tons of viewers watching this game. I quickly made a quick little jaunt as far as viewership is considered. There's got to be at least over 400, 500,000 people watching this in total. Grand finals across all streams. Unreal stuff. And, of course, thank you to the viewers for making all of this stuff possible, making the finals here for Fortnite competitive even more amazing.
Yeah, man, can you believe this matchup? I mean, this is the matchup we've been waiting for. Ninja and Hysteria versus Tfue and Cloaksy, the kings of Friday Fortnite, as they've won 3 times total in their tenure. Can Ninja defeat them? Of course, they're going to have to reset the bracket here. If it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Ninja and Hysteria. We've talked before about how they match up incredibly well. So interested to see, though, that Tfue and Cloaksy did their research. They actually countered them at a Shifty drop, which goes to show they're really, really confident against them. I think they feel like they can match up well and outlast them in 2v2 or 2v4 fights.
And what I love about this landing at Shifty is both of these teams got 0 kills, which means they just got kitted up, and now it's going to be all simply down to the rotations to see who ends up taking it. Now, I want to point out Ninja and Hysteria's rotations have been absolutely on point. So has Tfue and Cloaksy, but are they going to pick different spots? Doesn't look so. It looks like they're all heading together as one cohesive unit, which, once again, I like even more so, because it's like they're going to be battling so hard.
Well, yeah, it looks like FaZe boys are actually making their way towards Salty Springs pretty much off the break, and Ninja and Hysteria probably even need to go toward Tilted Towers, it seeming, for the time being. So a little bit of a split potentially in our midst. It's going to be a little bit of interesting strat, right, if Ninja and Hysteria decide to go there, and it looks like that is going to be the case. So, yeah, a little bit of a split coming forward. And for Ninja and Hysteria, right, we argue about the high traffic possibilities of this moment for them. They can either really distance themselves when it comes down to this game, or very quickly lose any potentials of closing out this first series. A lot on the line for our losers bracket team, especially, in a nice situation off the start. A nice way to kind of kick things off and Tilted is a quick knockdown coming in from C9 Hysteria.
Yep, Hysteria's going to pick up that kill as well. So I think that's the first kill we've seen picked up so far. So Hysteria's going to break ice. And meanwhile, the Salty rotation. So we saw the same exact thing last game with Cypher and Jailmuck, their teammate actually on FaZe, rotating over to Salty side. So we'll see which one pays off. Last time, of course, Ninja and Hysteria got paid dividends by rotating over to Salty with a 23 or 24 kill game in game number 1.
Definitely so. It's going to be hot, late, contested, tilty, salty. Which one is going to reign supreme? Of course, Ninja and Hysteria going into those tilted areas, they have managed to make it work considerably well. They have been rotating, honestly, just beyond belief. On top of that, too, being in tilted, they get a lot of great kills. But now I've got to be a little bit worried for them with Tfue and Cloaksy rotating through Salty. They've got that Dusty advantage. But I've said that in the past, especially in our previous round, whenever we saw Cypher going up against the team of Ninja and Hysteria. I was like, well, you look at the Salty drop, or excuse me, you look at the Shifty drop, they go tilted, but then they went back to Shifty, and they ended up winning the game by a considerable amount. So obviously there's something I don't know, or something that I'm missing here.
I would say, too, when it comes down to Tifu and Cloakzy. I was going to say they have yet to find an engagement, finally find the knockdown, and that's probably been the longest that I think we've in this entirety of this tournament that it's taken them to finally get a kill on the board. But regarding map positions, I think it's a little bit worrisome if you're Tifu and Cloakzy. Granted, you have the high ground when it comes into a lot of different spots, but having Tilted Towers be open, have it be available, has got to be a little bit worrisome. Got to be a little bit aware in the back of your minds that is going to be the case. However, Ninja and Hysteria quickly both involved when it comes down to engagements. Ninja decides to go ahead and back down, try to reassess the situation and help out Hysteria from one side of the fight.
And I absolutely love that. Some beautiful movement from Hysteria as he's going to place down the pyramid, which allows him to sneak through the window and barely flank and get a nice double kill. Great gameplay right there for Ninja and Hysteria. This duo-ship is really starting to show how much chemistry they have. They've been putting in work together, and boy, are they starting to bond. Of course, if you don't know already, Ninja and Hysteria, former teammates in competitive Halo. They go way back, years and years of competing in Halo, and their chemistry certainly does show.
Two very different routes after they landed Shifty, but ultimately almost the same result as we have a one frag difference between the two as Ninja and Hysteria have a little bit of an advantage there. But notice they are in fact going to be on the edge of the circle. They're going to be able to play that gatekeeper role a little bit better. Kind of curious to see where Tifu and Cloakzy will be rotating just after this. Looks like they will in fact be at retail. So let's recap. They landed Shifty, go across the river. They head over to Salty, then go to Dusty, and now they're going to be at retail. You talk about covering ground. They have managed to cover a lot of square footage, whereas Ninja and Hysteria, they're staying typical at their Shifty drop. They're staying also by Tilted as well. They're banking on the rotations coming through Greasy, or maybe even players a little bit further out. With that being said, Ninja, though, will take some damage. He does, in fact, pick up the Thirst, but is he going to be in trouble here?
Yeah, he's trying to edit to try and escape just around the corner. Looked a little bit risky there for a moment. Thankfully, we'll be able to escape out of that fight. Of course, we bring up Ninja and Hysteria and quite a few fights. I believe Tifu is spawning quite a few enemies from long range as well. So regarding that split, it looks like both of our teams actually seeing quite a few engagements.
His thermal shots earlier were absolutely disgusting. At least 200 meters away, and he's hitting every single one of them, which is ridiculous. But Ninja and Hysteria here on the right side of your screen actually coordinated a little bit of a split. Ninja was fighting a separate squad while Hysteria decided to push one as well. You'll see them now. They're going to kind of regroup as Hysteria is going to take a little bit of fall damage, hits a shotgun shot for 1 damage there, but he's going to get the down on the second pump shot. And it looks like they should be able to clean up these kills momentarily. One last member alive. Hysteria is going to call him out and tag him up just a bit, but another squad seems to be rotating, so this is the concern of going risky, is there's so much mid-round to late-game static. Finally, a lot of those kills are going to be picked up actually by Tifu and crew on the other side of the map, as Ninja and Hysteria still need to be a little careful.
Trying to get that high ground is in fact going to be Ninja. We saw him get dinged up just a little bit, but he manages to get that high ground, and he goes down and does get an elimination. Players still building up. A lot of activity here, and that's to be expected, especially where the circle is at as these players are going to be rotating through. He's got to be careful here. Of course, that player builds up. He is going to be down, actually, as now Hysteria has to go big. He has to save the day, but luckily for Hysteria, Ninja does not get thirsted. This player is going to be around. He's going to go ahead and finish them off, but the zone is moving in. There is still time to save him. Luckily, they don't have that much to run, but this is something to worry about. Where's the bandages? He only has minis in his back pocket.
And they're in Tilted Towers, right? They should be able to find some heals.
Right.
If you're a Ninja fan, don't be too concerned. But
There it is.
I'm more wondering, where is the last member of that squad? And there he is, actually. He's going to pop out of nowhere. And now in a pretty tough spot, literally backed into a wall here, are Ninja and Hysteria. Can they back out and reset this one, as this last member alive is going to actually down Ninja all up to Hysteria? Hysteria's going to flank him. He downs him, but there's still one last member lingering somewhere. Hysteria's down to 30 HP and only a few bandages. He's going to spot him. He's going to get tagged up as well here. I'm on the edge of my seat right now as it all comes down to this last 1 versus 1. Hysteria forced to bandage. Isn't actually going to even be able to pop it as he needs to play for this kill.
Oh, this is so incredibly close. He still has that player around. He's going for the revive on Ninja.
God.
You talk about a bold plan. Of course, though, they still have some major ground to cover. Hopefully he has some bounce traps or at least a bounce pad in his back pocket. But then you look at it, too. He only has 1 bandage. There's no med kits. There's no more bandages. And there's a bounce trap. So, hey, there is a possibility they can break out. Like I said, they don't have that long to travel. But he's sitting at 9 health. He's going to have to bandage up one last time before they make this push. Ninja, he's going for the impulses to try and get out of the storm. But both are incredibly weak. If they go down now,
there?
I don't know. This is going to be so incredibly close. The fact of the matter is both of them are so incredibly weak, and I think
the campfire. They actually have a campfire in their back pocket.
That is so clutch.
Oh my goodness, they are living on the edge. And talk about how much time this is taking out of their gameplay. Whether they could stay alive, obviously, was the question for a while. But now here comes the storm. The bounce trap comes forward, and just like that, they stay alive. but barely at that. And who else, just as they start to get outside of the zone, Cloaksy and Tifu are ready to say, hey guys, welcome to the fight, welcome to the finals. We've been waiting for you guys to finally join alongside us.
And Ninja's actually going to pick up the kill, so despite all of that and the rotation, Ninja grabs the kill, manages to survive by a campfire, literally, and just like that, Ninja and Hysteria are still in this fight. That has to be one of the craziest sequences of Fortnite I have seen in my career casting.
And
wow.
of course, you're going to see it in the finals. And I mean, what match other than this is we're going to see it? We knew it was going to come close, but man, you talk about living on the edge. But they managed to make it work and come out with a kill. Only something Ninja himself could do. But now, let's get back into the action to see what's going to happen. We do see some C4 going down, trying, and he does get some damage on that opponent who's in that 1-by-1, but he's got to watch out. Will he take fall damage? No, he will not. Great defensive build. And there's going to be a person just below him, actually 2 of them, and this could be big for Tifu. They were all tied up, or excuse me, I believe they had a 1-frag lead at this point, but with that knock, that's going to tie it up, and they're going to be moving down and trying to overall get these kills. They're going back and forth, but Ninja.
Genius.
Ninja, they split off, and now Ninja and Hysteria are going to be pushing forward to gain ground that Tifu and Cloaksy are going to have to get after they're through with this fight.
So subtle, but really, really clutch what we just saw right there from Tifu. He drops the C4, breaks the cover first to ensure he can pick up the 2 kills with that C4, as the C4 did drop into the lap of 2 members of the other team. So that's the small things that Tifu does that really a lot of other players don't do. Arguably, a lot of people would say the best player in the game, him versus Ninja. There's a big debate out there. Of course, folks in the chat would love to hear what you guys think, who's the better player, but regardless, a smart play right there from Tifu.
Definitely was. Like I said, every time that we watch Tifu stream, it's like we're always learning something else to add toward our gameplay. But as far as engagements are considered, they're starting to come down to the wire, and Ninja is starting to find an entire squad. There's one, and here is a second as well. Double knockdowns coming forward as we talk about Hysteria's play throughout a lot of this game, a lot of this tournament, rather. And now it's Ninja starting to add toward the overall amount of kills. This is a team who can kind of hang with the FaZe group. When you talk about the consistency, the long escape of these games, one player in the bush, Tifu, not going to escape from him either. As back and forth we go, similar team fights, same squads, and overall kills going to both of our teams.
We have a total of 7 engagements remaining, and they're going to be pushing forward. Now 6 as we see another one getting dropped from a player not on this team. And of course, every frag is going to count. Now, mind you guys, just another quick reminder. I said it at the beginning, but Ninja and Hysteria have to win this. It's so important because they have to force a bracket reset in order to take this over FaZe. So at this point, Tifu and Cloaks, yeah, you know, the pressure may be on them, but they can afford to lose this and still come into the second series fresh and ready to take over the win.
Yeah, it's definitely FaZe's game to lose here. As you see the score, 14-13. So this is a nail-biter. And buckle up because we're in it for the long haul here. Game 2 will be crucial, but what's even more crucial is how they finish this one off here in game number 1.
Absolutely. So we see a bounce trap coming out. Ninja pushing forward. He's been so incredibly aggressive. And I know this match has been at least, 10-15 minutes, but it seems like it has just flown by as both teams, as the trap kill coming in for Cloaksy, as both teams have just been battling it out left and right. And you talk about a high-octane, high-intensity match. But as I say that, Cloaksy does go down, and he is going to get thirsted. Now, of course, this late in the game, this is exactly, if you are going to drop, you want to drop this late in the game because, of course, it's not going to matter just as much as it would have if there was maybe 30, 40 kills still left. But that is going to be a little bit of advantage for Ninja and Hysteria pushing forward for the last 4 frags.
Yep, and that's actually big, though. He did pick up a kill before he died. So a 2-kill lead right now for FaZe Clan. And it looks like Tifu, despite his teammate just dying, is pushing with such aggression here. That it's pretty crucial, though, because this should be the last remaining kills for Ninja and Hysteria if they can play their cards right. They have the jump on Tifu, who's trailing them right now. We'll see how they decide to play it as they're pushing and trying to be the aggressors here.
Yeah, and Hysteria currently with the advantage, of course, a jump pad coming through
Right
from
to
one of our
Tifu.
players, and Hysteria tagging him up quite a bit, but running right into the line sight of where Tifu happens to be. We'll see who can try to find the kill. First constant HP flying around. A lot of weak enemies happen to be just right in front of him. Here comes the race. Looking at Tifu's screen, he's got one player jumping in. That's going to be Ninja. Hysteria also building as well. It's a race for these kills. It looks like it will actually be going toward Ninja. Oh my goodness.
Huge.
And Hysteria
I think
both.
we're tied up here, or a 1-kill lead for Ninja and Hysteria. So if you're a Ninja fan, you are ecstatic right now as they're going to end this one strong thanks to that death from Cloaksy. 2 members of the opposing teams alive right now, so they're going to want to pick up these 2 kills, and they can go into game 2 with a 3 or 4 kill lead.
And how long would it be where we see a team coming into a second map versus FaZe with an advantage. Like, I could probably count on my hands the last few weeks where that's ever been the case. So you want to talk about a nice play coming in from Ninja and Hysteria, as they're actually going to be down 1 kill at the moment. But still, if they could have somewhat of an advantage coming in the map too, all the credit to them.
Ninja hits a great shot, follows up with the gold scar in his pocket, of course, pushing forward once again. He hopefully will be able to get it. We do see Hysteria, though, is going to find one of them. Misses a couple of shots, but I believe, no. Tifu got it.
Tifu got him.
Wow, you talk about clutch coming in.
So Tifu gets one, Ninja gets the other.
But that's still a one
it's a
frag
kill
lead
advantage
going into. But, I mean, you talk about, like I said, when's the last time have we seen FaZe come in? Yeah, they have the lead, but you're talking about a 1 frag lead. That is massive. And for the first time, which I just want to point out, too, they land together. Yes, they split up, but this is the first time we've seen both teams land together and still finish so closely contested, because before we were seeing Ninja, Hysteria, they would land Shifty. They would then go tilted, and the other team would break off, and that'd be like a 15-kill difference between
Huge
the two.
difference there.
Yeah, we talked about that last series, them and versus Cypher and JMOC, and it was like they go to the same landing positions, but the rotations from Ninja and Hysteria were far superior. They were walking away with, like you said, 13, 14 kill advantages, despite landing in the exact same spot, which only gives more credit to Ninja and Hysteria regarding their knowledge of the map when it comes down to Fortnite, knowledge of overall what players like to do around the map.
Yeah,
so
perhaps that's a little bit of RNG as well, as we saw, Cypher and JMOC pushing to that side of the map and didn't find a soul.
Not a soul.
In that side of the map, So it goes to show, again, a big part of that is battle bus and understanding where the path's going, where player movement and a little bit of analysis that goes into that. But at the end of the day, a little bit of randomness involved. Again, as you brought up earlier, the fact that FaZe keeps winning these tournaments time after time after time again, you wonder how random it truly is.
Yeah, Ninja's hungry for this win. Second place is his best that he's ever gotten in these tournaments, and this is the time that he wants to take it. And, of course, being 1 frag down, you might as well be even going into game number 2. But I guess we're going to see another Shifty drop. Seems to be working out incredibly well. Will FaZe mirror that? We know FaZe's favorite spot, though, is to go just outside of Salty, and that has worked for them throughout the tournament. So for them to kind of mirror Ninja and Hysteria was kind of interesting, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see FaZe kind of go to that Salty drop. Now you look at the direction of the map. Shifty, Shifty's right there. It's towards the end, but Salty is also there too. So we could see a potential Ninja and Hysteria going Shifty once again, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see FaZe go Salty again as well.
Yeah, based off the bus, obviously Tilt's going to be available, retail, Shifty, Salty Springs. I mean, you're kind of typical in this, right? Also, Tomato Town, right in line with the bus, which we're going to see quite a few of the enemies reign. So, is it with the tie game right now? Like, what really is the strategy call for both of our teams? Tfue and Cloak are known for kind of countering the enemy. Do they drop later? And in Ninja and Hysteria's mind, what are they thinking right now? Do they go towards Shifty Shaft for what worked last time, or do they want to really counter? Or do they really want to counter the opposition though, and try to go somewhere kind of off kilter to try to take down this team? A lot really is coming into the minds right now as the battle bus starts to take place.
I think we're going to see Tfue and Cloaks drop to their typical Salty Springs outskirt spot. Ninja Hysteria looks like they're going towards crates or containers, maybe even a dusty Divot or a split.
I almost thought retail. Actually, I think they might hit up residential.
It looks like they're going retail. Yep, it does look like they're going retail.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I think it is Salty Springs for, so it's going to be 2 major cities for both of these teams. Very even drops. It's going to come down to who can get more kills and who can clutch up. This one's going to come down to the wire here. 1 kill lead for FaZe Clan.
So both of these were obviously in the direction. Now, Hysteria is, in fact, going to get a very low drop. You notice the players are going to be just above him. He has to break off. Oh, no. So Hysteria gets a bad drop. Ninja, he gets a decent drop, but there's also going to be people just below him. Luckily, he will find a chest.
Oh,
and what a sniper, though.
And he has a sniper. No. He's got only a pistol as he has some players running towards him. Luckily, he has that half pot in his pocket. But, of course, Hysteria will find a chest himself. And lucky for him, he finds the double pistols plus a half pot himself. But they've got to meet up. This is a great opportunity for them to get a lot of kills. We saw, of course, the battle bus. This was well along the route. There's going to be a lot of players here. But, of course, a lot of players at Salty, too. But Ninja is getting lit up from the side, guys. This is a bad situation if you're Ninja and Hysteria.
He's going to find himself a green SMG, though. That is massive. Hysteria needs to get there ASAP. A poor drop is going to force Ninja to have to clutch, and who better to clutch than Ninja himself, as he's going to take out 3 right now, all by himself. Ninja solo squatting retail row as his team at Hysteria tries to catch up.
Rightly so. We see the double pump in the back, or in the hands of Ninja. As you see him, he does have that sniper too. So, he didn't get the best of loot in the beginning, but winning that first round, at least against his opponent who pushed him with the pistol, seems to be working incredibly well. Finally, half pots. He's got the loot in his hands. This is a great opportunity for Hysteria Ninja. Now, of course, it started off a little bit rough, a little bit shaky, but now they can pick up a lot of kills. But Tfue and Cloaksy are starting to push into Salty like they typically do. But at this point, usually they have quite a few kills. They're opting, instead of to go for the engagements, to kind of get some wood, get some resources, which leads me to believe not a lot of people went Salty.
Yeah, definitely not as many as per typical. That's what kind of comes into the typical mindedness when you talk about these players. I think it's fair to say Retail Row compared to Salty Springs, a typical game, you're going to see more players kind of land toward Retail Row if they're kind of familiar with the game, just because of the amount of spots that are possible. We talked about you even kind of split this thing up. You go retail side, or you kind of go merchandise side, whatever it may be, even shop side as well. The amount of possible players is usually more prominent when it comes into Retail Row. And of course, speaking onto that estimate, it is going to be Ninja seeing quite a few enemies just in his front side, takes down the Omega, and now is sitting on top of 6 frags in total. Hysteria at 1, the FaZe boys not seeing, like I said, a whole lot of engagements for the time being, but in Hysteria, while it was looking pretty grim for a moment, they're getting some great utility at the moment. What we see Ninja with a Scar, he's got a purple heavy, a blue tack. At the same time for Hysteria right now, he's got double pumps, blue double pumps, an auto sniper, and some gold dual pistols. They're sitting pretty.
Yeah, so a phenomenal start for Ninja, and it positioned themselves really well to force this bracket reset. If they can rotate is the key question. They need to ignore the rest of Retail Row loot. You're good enough with your loot. Get to Dusty Divot or wherever as fast as you possibly can, because guess what? FaZe is one of the best in the business in rotating towards that side, and they're almost already there.
And I noticed, I think right as Tfue and Cloak started to make that rotation, Ninja and Hysteria also realized in the minimap and said, hey, now's the time for it to go to the rotation. So I think maybe it was a call for Ninja and Hysteria to realize and say, hey, these guys are going for the rotation. We know this is their game plan. This is what that's what they succeed at. In so many of their matches, they're doing it. Now's our time to copy the champions.
Absolutely so. As we see, Dusty is going to be hotly contested. We see Tfue and Cloaksy trying to make some magic happen here, but Tfue will, in fact, be lit up, trying to get that high ground with the Pop Rocks. Cloaksy pushing in. Of course, that great, consistent support role player is now going to be the aggressor. He's going to get above, and no one's going to be home as Tfue already cleaned them up. And, hey, got to say, Tfue's playing on point. Of course, they're answering back to Ninja and Hysteria's great start over at Retail, but like you said, Fallout, now they're going to be at Dusty. They're going to start matching pound for pound the kills, at least over at Dusty themselves. It wouldn't surprise me if they stick together at this point, of course, or maybe even split up, send one player ahead. You have to get ahead of FaZe if you want an opportunity to win this.
And that's what I was about to say. You're a step behind by going Dusty Divot, a chess move ahead. Our FaZe clan right now, if I'm Ninja and Hysteria, I think the better play, actually more people are going to rotate. So a few more people, they could pick up some of these kills. We'll see what's going to result here. Oh, no, that was Ninja shooting that piece of cover up. I apologize. But I think the better rotation would have actually been to Salty. So a little bit of mind games, but you're going to catch people coming from Yonder Yard, from Lucky Landing, and a little bit further down, maybe even from Salty Springs. I think you go straight to Salty and just beeline for Tilted if you're Ninja and Hysteria.
Ooh, and what a shot from Ninja. That's going to be a knock from the top of Dusty Divot. He's going to push up to try and get the final kill, but look at Tfue. He's already there, and he is, in fact, going to get one knock as well, as the players are trading back and forth. But with that being said, he only got one elimination. So did Ninja. So that means they are now, I believe, still one frag ahead at this point as they just go back and forth, and the kills have been dwindling away. We're almost down to the final 30, 34 players, for 34 engagements still remaining. And, of course, opting to stick together. It looks like Cloaksy's trying to make his way over
the split. Okay.
The split, exactly. So a little bit different.
Yeah, I was curious when this was going to happen. You also see Ninja, right? He is just right behind Tfue for the time being. So I'm curious, where does Hysteria go? Does Hysteria start to follow alongside with Cloaksy, or what really is the break here? So at least one thing that we can take note of, Ninja and Tfue sticking on each other's backsides, along with Cloaksy and Hysteria kind of going in their opposite directions.
Yeah, absolutely so. Pushing forward is Ninja and Hysteria. We'll see will they be able to find anybody. Tomato Town obviously isn't a big hotspot, but Tfue begs to differ. He's going to be over there trying to spot anybody that's over there. Of course, though, Ninja will be matching just that. He's going to be at Tomato, but of course Tfue has that little bit of an advantage. But one thing, though, Ninja has the sniper rifle, and he's putting it to work. He just misses that, but that's something that Tfue doesn't have. So we're going to see Ninja have that distance advantage, whereas Tfue is going to have to get up close and personal. So we'll see if Ninja will be able to kind of, surprisingly get some kills from behind.
And here's the thing, though. Look how low Ninja is on AR ammo. 15 thermal shots. He's going to hit that headshot, but not going to be a headshot, actually. So he basically just gave Tfue a kill. Ninja also going to get tagged up here. Not looking great for Ninja, who only has 14
Oh,
AR
no.
bullets, and Tfue's actually going to pick up that kill low side.
Oh my gosh, Ninja is taking all the damage, taking all the excess fire, and Tfue was, at least for the moment, sitting incredibly pretty. Goes for the challenge, and here's the opportunity. Thankfully does not take fall damage. He has the mountain to thank for his life, at least for the time being. But you talk about Ninja versus Tfue, literally fighting side by side. Only 19 total HP right now for Ninja to try and even stay up for the time being. And there's still, I believe, one more player just on the outskirts of this position. Ninja does go for the successful knock, but that player, like I said, was knocked down. There is still another enemy lingering around this area. Who's going to find it?
Well, luckily he's able to find some bandages, and I think that's what his kind of objective overall for that. But like you said, where are the other players at? And I think Tfue might have found at least a couple of them pushing forward. He's going to try and meet up. And, you know, even though he can steal some kills from Tfue at this point, the point is he's going to have a little bit of added protection, especially from splitting up. But look at Hysteria and Cloaksy both matching each other at Tilted. This is exactly what you want to see. You've got a Tfue and Ninja battle, whereas you also have a Hysteria and Cloaksy battle. You couldn't ask for anything better.
This is so great to see. I'm loving these matchups, right? You got the kind of, high-profile players, the guys who are incredibly well-skilled when it comes down to how many inputs they can do per game in Tfue and Ninja, and you got kind of like the support-minded guys in some cases in Cloaksy and Hysteria. You couldn't ask for a more fun, more kind of head-to-head matchup to have two 1v1s going on at the exact same time here for our grand final.
Yeah, it's going to be Hysteria who goes big right there, picking up a crucial double kill. That's going to expand their lead to about 3 or 4 kills for Ninja and Hysteria. Game 2, they started off down by 1. Can Ninja and Hysteria reset the bracket and force a second game in our grand finals? This might be one of the most epic Friday Fortnite finals we've seen to date.
Mind you, they're only up by 1 frag at this point. The current score is 11-9. With that 1 frag, of course, in the hands of FaZe before this game started, that puts them at 10. So 1 frag is the only thing that separates these two teams, and we have a 1v1 battle going on. And Hysteria picks up a very much needed knock and goes in for a second one, is able to get that. That's going to secure 2 frags, and now they're going to be up by 3 total frags. You talk about taking a lead to get that bracket reset. Ninja and Hysteria are out for blood. FaZe starting to slow down a little bit. We're going to notice them. They're going to once Cloaksy, he's going to be over at Loot Lake. Hysteria, though, is going to break off from that. He's going to stay at Tilted, and it seems to be working so far. Ninja with the thermal is going to be dinging some shots at players straight ahead, but Tfue has broken away from Ninja as well.
Yeah.
We're all split up.
Yeah, we started off being right next to each other. Players started to kind of go on their separate ways. We saw Ninja and Tfue right next to each other, Hysteria and Cloaksy. Now all 4 players are, like I said, Taylor, all spread out. Where can they find these kills? This is going to come down to ultimate player vision and overall knowledge of where the enemy is going to be at, all at different locations. Loot Lake, Dusty Divot, Tomato Town, and I believe just around Shifty Shafts is where all 4 players are lingering. Where are the enemies at, and how does this all come into play?
Yeah, and I see Cloaksy's going to spot a few. I don't know if Hysteria knows something that we don't, but he's pushing outside of the storm into Shifty Shafts, trying to hunt down the last member or two. And it's actually not, he's spot on. He's going to find one. Easy shots, going to connect for the down here. Hysteria has been going off in this mid-game and single-handedly securing the win here. Meanwhile, Ninja on the other side of the map doing the exact same with a phenomenal performance on his end.
Tfue is down, and there it is. He gets dropped, and that is huge for Ninja and Hysteria to force a bracket reset. Cloaksy now last alive for his team as Tfue is completely finished off. Cloaksy in a battle himself. He's got to be patient here. He's got to go in for it, but he is taking some massive damage, opting to kind of dip out. If he goes down, we're going to be forced into a bracket reset. Will Cloaksy stay alive and pick up these frags, or will Ninja and Hysteria close it out and take the victory?
And you also notice, right, Cloaksy doesn't really have any eliminations, of course, getting those knockdowns, but he's yet to really kind of get any solidified kills on the board. Just as that happens, 3 big ones go through, as it's all on Cloaksy to keep that kind of 1 series pad alive. Of course, like we said, if FaZe ends up losing this series, it is not all done for yet. Ninja Hysteria, they've got to win 2 of these series, so a much more difficult task for that duo. We'll see if they can make it happen. As right now, 29-31, only 14 engagements left, boys. It's about to get even more intense.
Only 2 frags separate them. So I got to say, even with Tfue going down, Cloaksy can very well take over this win, especially if he's able to kind of come in and steal those kills. He's going to be building way up, though, getting pretty high at this point to kind of jump pad over at Loot Lake to join up with the men of Ninja and Hysteria. But notice they are split up.
Yeah.
Great separation to double their chances of picking up these final remaining flat frags. As you say that, Ninja picks up a frag himself, and Hysteria getting a knock too. So looking absolutely phenomenal. But also too, got to be saying, look at him finding those players in the storm. guys, I'm seriously considering a bracket reset here.
I think it's happening. Ninja and Hysteria are certainly playing for it. They're playing incredibly well, and they deserve the bracket reset here based on their performance here in game number 2 especially. Hysteria going off in Tilted Towers. Ninja with barely any health, no ammo, somehow finds a way. It's been an amazing performance here on Friday Fortnite, and we'll see if they can close this one out. 14 people left in the game.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty good. Very happy with the performance of Ninja and Hysteria. Dropping down, taking some fall damage, but he could sacrifice that as long as he picks up this final frag, or at least one of these frags inside of this 1-by-1. This player drastically trying to stay alive, but you notice Cloaksy does come in, and he is able to find the knock, though. Will take some damage, backing up, finally gets the elimination. It's exactly what he needs to do if he wants to keep his team alive. This is going to come down to a final few frags unless Cloaksy goes down. He is keeping his team alive, and Fallout, he's doing exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, Cloaksy doing everything possible, but the duo of Ninja and Hysteria also playing so well with the split. I mean, what a crucial split it was. The right call. They both clutch up against multiple squads here as Hysteria and Ninja are both about to find themselves in a fight. 1 versus 2 for Ninja, 1 versus 1 and 1 versus 2. As it's going to be Ninja hits one headshot. Can he get the kill here? And that's going to be, I think that secures it all just about. If Hysteria can pick up these kills, especially as Hysteria downs 1, grabs the second kill, eliminates 2 more, and it's all Ninja and Hysteria at the bottom left of your screen as they have had one of the most remarkable Game 2 performances we've seen in Friday Fortnite final history.
Boys, I think that has to be it with those frags. We're seeing now, look at Cloaksy's screen, there's only 8 remaining, so a total of 5 frags remaining, and I believe their lead extends 5 frags at this point if we can get an update on the score. But I do believe we are going into a bracket reset, and there it is, another frag in the hands of Hysteria. And trust me, guys, I think that is it. You talk about a performance. Hysteria going in for yet another one. Wow, we have finally have a bracket reset. This eluded FaZe last time. FaZe ended up making their way in the last tournament. They worked their way all the way through the winner's bracket, much like they did tonight. And including the finals, there was no bracket reset between Avery and High Distortion. They lost immediately. However, in this case, we can see the gods can, in fact, bleed. FaZe will, in fact, be going into a bracket reset, and it all comes down to this next series.
And what a phenomenal kind of game plan coming into this series from Ninja and Hysteria, as you see on the scoreboard there, 39-32. The amount of frags, the amount of consistent kills that we saw in this game regarding rotations, being super aware of their enemy. I mean, really, Ninja and Hysteria just showed absolute improvement. Coming in from a top 4 placement last week, they have improved on so many different factors, whether or not it's been teamwork, whether or not it's just been overall awareness, rotation kills, etc. They are playing like FaZe does, essentially, right? Being super aware of their opponents and also getting kill steals, being consistent with frags. They're playing at a whole nother level, and I think they put on a fantastic game plan regarding their early game landing locations, and we'll see if they can do it yet again. Taking down FaZe already is hard enough, but a matter of doing it twice, I don't know if we've ever seen a team do that.
With that being said, I know this game is over, but they're still getting kills, and that's the hands of Ninja and Hysteria. Ninja sitting at 14 kills, Hysteria at 11. That's a 25-kill game alone. That is impressive. That's 1/5 of the lobby just between those 2 players alone. Of course, FaZe had plenty of kills themselves. Cloaksy with a great performance with 6 frags himself. But Ninja and Hysteria are on point tonight, playing like we've never seen them play before. This is Hysteria's best placement so far, at least guaranteed second place, and the most amount of money that he's won as well. But Ninja, too, this is, I mean, he's already had second. He wants first. I've been talking about it all night. And it's coming down to this. As we see, Ninja is, in fact, going to get the final one. Coming in with the Seagull Dance, and we're going to a bracket reset.
Wow,
this is what we wanted. This is what we wanted, guys, in the chat. Make sure to tweet out using the hashtag Friday Fortnite. We're going into a bracket reset. Couldn't get any better than this.
And one thing that you said, like, kind of touching on how many frags that were found, you said 15 for Ninja, I think 11 or 12.
16 towards the end.
Or 16 toward the end.
Yeah.
Except 11 for Hysteria. I mean, that's fantastic to see. I'm sure I think there's a few Ninja and Hysteria fans probably out there really hoping that they're kind of cheering on their team and cheering on that duo and whatnot. To see them play that well, of course, with that many frags toward the end is awesome to see. To see them keep, like, kind of staying consistent. It wasn't like they had a lead and they kind of slowed down toward the end. It was all full force at the entirety of that series, which is what you have to have versus Tfue and Cloaksy.
Yeah, that's so true. And really, I could feel the ice in their veins for Ninja and Hysteria. I mean, game 2, backs against the wall. You're down by 1. You've never won a Friday Fortnite before. All pressure is on you, and they play perfect, pristine Fortnite. The split Hysteria goes tilt the towers, clutches up. Ninja pushes with Tfue, no health, and manages to clutch up. I mean, what a performance that was in Game 2.
Yeah.
The only question is, everyone forgets that Game 2 performance if they can't close this out here in the bracket reset.
Yeah, I had my buddy DM me, Fluffy is God. He DM'd me and he says, shout out to Fluffy is God. He sent me a DM and he was talking. He was watching Ninja stream and he was saying Ninja is on point when it comes to the overall rotations and predicting where the enemies are going to be pushing from. And obviously that is the case here. Unfortunately, we're not able to hear those call-outs coming out from them. But if we were, we would be thoroughly impressed with how he's been calling out overall in the communication between the two, like you've been harping on all night. They come from a Halo background. Both of these players have that team chemistry. Halo is all about communication, and so is Fortnite as well. And they're bringing that in, and they're showing that it's working. But with a bracket reset, this is going to get crazy. I mean, honestly, we can expect the same amount of – and by the way, I just want to point out, none of this would have been possible. Let's go ahead and revert back to that tilted area where we saw them trapped in the storm and came out because of a campfire, used a jump pad, came out of the storm, and still managed to steal a frag out from underneath.
That's very true. I
That's
totally
a
forgot
great
about
point.
That. Yeah.
What a match this has been so far. I mean, we could have written a better story. This is one of the best Fortnite matches I've seen yet. I think in my at least my career, it's been amazing to see Game 1 that tilted experience. Game 2 they clutch up. You're spot on. What an amazing performance it's been.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about crazy performances. That's hands down one of the top moments in Friday Fortnite overall, and this is hands down one of the best finals we've had in Friday Fortnite overall. But of course, Game 2 or Series 2 is about to be underway. Of course, they're going to be switching up lobbies, but predictions going into this, let's go ahead and talk about it. You've been predicting Ninja all night. You've always been a FaZe guy, but of course you're not counting out Ninja whatsoever.
No.
I'm not saying my prediction yet because I want to know both of your guys.
And then you're going to change yours.
Yeah,
flip-flop.
Well, we'll see what I'm going to do. I'm hoping the game starts, and I'll just go right into the game commentary before I'm able to predict. But let's start with you. Going into the bracket reset, who you taking?
You know, I predicted Ninja and Hysteria to make it to the grand finals. I never said they're going to win the tournament, but at this point, I got to go all the way. I got to say Ninja and Hysteria are playing so well. I'm going to ride the hype train all the way through. I'm going to see my prediction through. I think Ninja and Hysteria are going to do something that we haven't seen before. I think Ninja's going to win his first tournament.
Okay.
I think it's hard to predict. I mean, first off, like when it comes down to these predictions, it's obviously not easy based off both these teams, how similar they play.
Political answer, this guy.
Based off of Ninja and Hysteria, how well they played throughout this entire tournament. But no, I'm not going to ignore the prediction, man. I'm going to go FaZe, man.
Oh,
okay.
Right on.
I think that they're
bring the flags out, man.
I think that they're going to go for a 4 championships and be the first team to defend their championship successfully as well. I think beating FaZe was hard enough for Ninja and Hysteria. We talk about how many situations, how close. They nearly escaped by the skin of their teeth. I don't know if you're going to do that 2 times in a row.
Well, you know what? My prediction definitely has to come into play, and I'm going to have to go with, of course, they're going to be dropping. Where are we going to be dropping? Tfue and Cloaks and Ninja and Hysteria going. I did it. I finally
had reflections on Twitter for baiting. If you guys, what do you want? No.
Yeah, that was clickbait if I've ever seen it. But, of course, we got to see a Shifty drop. The bust is primed for it. Tfue and Cloaksy, of course, could go over to, a Salty as well. That's primed for that, too. So both teams are going to get exactly what they wanted out of these drops.
Looks like an early Shifty drop going to come through for Tfue and Cloaks. Ninja and Hysteria are going to drop a little bit late. Looks like intentionally. Well, sorry, Ninja's stream is delayed, I believe. So I believe it might have been at the same exact time.
I think for Shifty.
But I think we're going to see a four-man Shifty here. So it's going to come down to who can hit more shots, just like we saw in game number 1 last time around. What a match this has been so far. If you guys are enjoying, of course, spread the word. We're going to bring you guys the energy all match long because, man, these players are delivering the energy with their gameplay. It's been an amazing viewing experience so far.
You know, this is going to be a little bit different whenever it comes to Shifty. We've been seeing a couple of engagements, but that bus drop was literally right next to Shifty. And, of course, this tournament has been going on all night. So, you know, people have been watching this, and they're wanting to go Shifty, too, to kind of get involved with these kills overall. They're seeing how it's working in rotation. So I think it's going to get a little bit hairy between these two teams, and hopefully both of them will be able to make it out alive. But, of course, it's going to come down to that rotation just after that. But we have 3 players except for Cloaksy. He's going to be making his way over and just trying to get some resources. But we had all 3 players fighting for resources within the houses alone.
And what a weird drop, fighting for resources, fighting for chests, fighting for items. It's been an interesting drop so far, and we'll see if anyone else went Shifty. I don't know if there's any other static there. I think they might be able to just farm up, resource up, and then it's all going to be about that rotation. 2 times now we've seen Ninja Hysteria go tilted. They like that play. Last time we saw Tfue and Cloaks go towards Salty. We'll see what decisions they make here.
Riley, so it actually is a lot slower at Shifty than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was expecting quite a few more players here, but then again, Tilted was right in the bus path as well. So them rotating over towards Tilted could be a big hit.
Definitely could. I'm also curious. We talked about Shifty Shafts, every time we got to bring it up. Late rotators from Greasy Grove. Also, rotations coming in from Tilted Towers as well. Whenever you want to make that rotation, really is up to you. It's a matter of who wants to initiate that fight first. But I believe there's going to be someone spotted right now. The Rockets come forward, and I believe just as that happens, I believe the full-on elimination coming through from Hysteria
Wow, he
to
stole
set
it,
the tone. Yeah,
with the rocket.
setting the tone here, already fighting for loot and also fighting for those eliminations. Hysteria puts the first kill up on the board here for our second series of our current grand final.
If this ends up being a 1-kill differential, remember that kill.
Right?
Hysteria with the pucket rocket, able to pick up one from long range there. Well played, and well played by Hysteria.
At least so, as it looks like we could be threatening a tilted hilltop rotation here, as we're seeing both teams head over towards that tilted area.
Yeah.
And they both need to, honestly. You can't really afford to go over to river and then rotate through. You've got to be high octane, high intensity, especially knowing your opponents here. But of course, they got to be careful in tilted. It's going to be such a chaotic place to be heading off to. But Tfue and Cloaksy look like they have a little bit of an advantage. They're going to be on that hilltop, and they have some range with it. We see a hunting rifle in with Cloaksy, and then of course on the top we have that zoom for Tfue. Looking at the right, what do we have? We have, I believe, another zoom for Ninja and Hysteria. Will not have
Oh my
himself,
gosh. Tfue is doing so much damage with the scope they are from long range. Constant 23s popping up, definitely weakening the opponents for someone to try to take them down. Question being, will it be Cloaksy or will it be the opposition of Ninja and Hysteria? You see two players on the backsides, Tfue and Ninja, both peppering players from afar with the scope they are and allowing Cloaksy and Hysteria to both be the aggressors. You see the roles definitely coming into play regarding Tilted Towers. Question being, who can find these players who've been tagged up?
Yeah, definitely so. You know, honestly, I think Ninja got the little better end of the stick there. He was peppering players as we saw Tfue was, but Tfue wasn't getting any knocks, whereas Ninja was getting knocks and eliminations. But look at this Hysteria guy pushing up. He's already in tilted, ready to go into the action. Of course, Ninja providing that coverage as we see plenty of times, and right there gets a Splode plus an elimination, but Tfue also got one as well. So back and forth trades.
Cloaksy, though, oh my goodness, Cloaksy was out of mats, lost height advantage, and barely gets away by the skin of his teeth with 14 HP. That could have been so dangerous.
And Tfue wasn't there, right? The thirst easily could have
Would've
came
happened.
through. It wasn't a matter of like Tfue could be there for the res. He was nowhere to be found. Like you said, Fall, that was such a very close situation to nearly even kind of counting out our defending champions.
Jeez, and
Ninja's
look
a
at it.
close range pistol.
See, that
And
is
it's going to be a kill steal from Tfue. That's big.
That is big, especially with them being down. Actually, Hysteria came down and got that kill down from below, but Tfue as well. They were able to trade it off. So we have 3 on the side of FaZe, and looking at the right, we have a total of 7. So a 4-frag lead for Ninja and Hysteria. Plenty of frags still remaining. We're looking at a total of 35 to come, and Tilted being this hotly contested area, you look at the line of that circle. It's just going to be on the outside of Tilted, so plenty of teams still to rotate through and plenty of engagement still to be had. Of course, this is to be expected, but you got to be thinking Ninja and Hysteria already having this lead. They're not slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, and I wonder, I'm not sure if Ninja had one of those blue pumps in that close range encounter, instead opting for the pistol, which does a lot of damage, does a lot of DPS, don't get me wrong, but it's not the best finishing weapon. So in those close range battles, if you're going for kills, you need to have those shotguns out. But again, not sure if Ninja did have the luxury of using a pump shotgun. One thing that's been great to see, of course, is this new meta. Since the recent patch, you see a lot more scoped AR work, both thermal and the regular scoped AR. Been great to see that. A lot more SMG work, as we've seen a lot of these players, especially Cypher, Ninja, etc., Tfue, in using that silenced SMG.
Because, you know, the thing is obviously shotguns have been getting nerfed, and they're great to have in your close quarters as well as your submachine guns, whether it be silent or tactical, whatever you like to rock. A lot of these players have been rocking the tactical submachine gun regardless of the, I mean, it got a buff and a nerf as well, but still they opt for that versus the silenced SMG. But with that being said, having that zoom, having that scope they are in your back pocket is obviously what you want in the end. But Tfue has been known for that, in fact. But notice he also does have the C4 too, so he'll be able to provide detrimental damage whenever he comes to pushing forward. But very slow now, as we're going to be slowing down, pushing out of Tilted and pushing forward. It looks like Salty is Ninja and Hysteria might be able to hit it up first, but Tfue and Cloaksy are going to be going over towards Loot Lake.
Yeah, either way, they're all kind of close to each other in proximity. One thing that's interesting about that C4 is you really can have the upper hand. And, you know, also raises a question about interference, you know, because if a teammate's fighting a build war and you launch C4 because you're going for the enemy, you knock your teammates down. I mean, there's an interesting role play that C4 plays now that it's got an increased buff. But regardless, Tfue having that C4, I think, is a significant advantage.
And speaking of equipment, he's actually going to toss out the the bounce pad there to try to get a little bit of a little bit of a line sight as to where players are when it comes down to these dusty crates and whatnot. Hopping on side of the building, and we'll find an Omega, making it look easy. And I believe alongside of him happens to be Cloaks. They're going for the quick challenges. This is going to be a great opportunity for FaZe to get some easy kills and uncontested kills, because Ninja and Hysteria are nowhere to be found when it comes down to these current kills.
Yep, Tfue's getting tagged up a little bit. Cloaksy's still sitting at full shields, looking good, nice and pretty. Meanwhile, Ninja's finally going to rotate over. You wonder if it's too little too late, though, as a couple kills have already been picked up by Tfu and Cloaksy. I believe there's still a few more running around. There it is. 4 straight kills for the FaZe clan, as that's going to be crucial. 7-7 is the score. We are all tied up here in game
Final
number
30.
1. The epic storyline continues.
Yep, as Lennon just said, we are at the final 30, and Ninja in hot pursuit as a player jumps
How
up
did he spot
and
him?
dips out. And the player is like, I want none of this. I'm going to go ahead and dip out. But we do have a little nice battle going on, as unfortunately Ninja is going to lose that high ground, and he has to try and regain that. But luckily he finds an enemy down on the ground, dodging rockets, gets a knock, another player just ahead, and opts out for the thirst, but rather goes in for the close. And the guy brings up
Hysteria got
he
it.
brings
I was like,
Yeah, how's
for
it
a
going
moment,
now?
I was
Rip.
like, okay, Tfu 100% stole that kill, but thankfully not the case in
Well.
that spot. Great play from Ninja Hysteria to kind of surround those players with the builds and collect those frags.
Yeah, meanwhile, look at Tfu, actually. So Cloaksy's going to backtrack and try and steal some kills, but Tfu is on to the next one. He is looking to out-rotate and pick up some kills early here. I like the call from Tfu. Smart decision comes in for him. And again, close one here. Score is 9-8 right now. 1 kill lead just barely in favor of Ninja and Hysteria.
I want to say earlier, maybe like a few minutes ago, I actually saw Cloaksy drop off that bounce pad to Tfu, and I'm thinking that maybe what Cloaksy is having in mind is saying, hey, I can either kind of separate myself. I'm going to give you the option to be more mobile. They kind of, a lot of times when it comes down to this duo, prefer Tfu to kind of go up against these solo squads rather than Cloaksy. Cloaksy kind of playing more of that support role. So I'm wondering if that's coming into play in this fight and saying, hey, Tfu, go out, seek some kills, trying to get us a little bit of that lead established. And here's the option to do so with quite a bit of that mobility that the bounce pad provides.
Yep, both teams going to spot a separate squad here. So this should be, theoretically, a 4-kill wipe for both teams. We'll see if that ends up being the case.
There's that
Both of them
C4.
kills.
What a toss.
You know, we talked about that C4 bringing down the builds and kind of throwing off the tempo, the pacing from his opponent who was trying to get that high ground. Now he's going to be forced with the low ground, and Tfu is going to take advantage of that by getting a knock and pushing for another one who's trying to dip out. But you see there Cloaksy, too, that great support, consistent row coming through and able to try and put the pressure on, and he's going to go ahead and get it as well with the Splode, bringing down the enemy base plus the enemy's life. That's going to be 4 frags for Cloaksy, and Tfu sitting at 7. That puts him at 11 total frags, as opposed to we have 13 on the right. So still a 2 frag lead for Ninja, and Hysteria looking incredibly strong, getting down to the final remaining 20 frags still, as we see 15 remaining overall. It's a close one.
Yep, so yet another Game 1 nail-biter that's going to be decided most likely by a Game 2, bar something crazy happening here, one team potentially getting wiped, which is pretty unlikely at this point. So it's going to come down to the wire here. A Game 2 to rule them all in this Friday Fortnite. But we'll see who can clutch up here and go into Game 2 with a significant lead.
Rightly so. We'll have to see, as they're going to be frantically searching for these last remaining players. You notice there's going to be a big split on it, but there is a shopping cart, but only one player, and that was actually a great distraction. As Cloaksy will take some damage plus fall damage. He's got to be careful during this moment. He will build up, showing the experience overall. Can Cloaksy come through and pick up these 2 frags? Of course, being so close, this is extremely crucial. He picks up one, knows there's a player just below, puts the trap down, and he will, in fact, be able to pick up a knock plus a kill, and that is going to be another 2 in his pocket. 6 total frags for the man of Cloaksy, and that is what you want, especially this close in the game.
Yep, what a beautiful play there. And it's actually going to be the split from Tfu and Cloaksy that might make the difference here. Meanwhile, Ninja and Hysteria, I believe, sticking together a little bit. Finally going to split here, but maybe too little too late now, as Cloaksy just picked up a squad. Tfu just spotted another one. He's actually going to get flanked here, so Tfu might be in a pretty rough spot, depending if Ninja and Hysteria can come and try and clean up some kills.
Rightly so, we see Tfu still engaging in those players just ahead. They seem like the RNG is, in fact, in their favor, as they are finding all of the engagements. Ninja and Hysteria very slow. You see the circle is, in fact, collapsing down, and Tfu should make quick work of this opponent, and yes, he does, taking him out. That's going to put him at 8 total frags. We're looking at a very high frag game, as Hysteria now will finally spot a player, and he's going to be trying to eliminate him. Tries to pull out the rocket, opts out, and just keeps going in with
Tfu and Hysteria actually both sandwiching these individuals. So it's going to be Hysteria, though, that ultimately gets the final kills. Once again, Tfue put all the work in, but Hysteria cleans up all 4 of them, I believe. So that's going to be a big, big 4-kill pickup for Hysteria, sitting at 18 kills are Ninja and Hysteria. Meanwhile, 14 kills are FaZe Clan.
Rightly so, as
Ninja picks up another 2.
Hysteria is okay with being inside of this storm. He knows very well Ninja in the storm too. They know, though, this is a crucial play. We've seen them in the storm before. This is what saved them the game, and it seems as though they're not scared to be in it once again, as they managed to pick up at least 1 squad. Now, bandages will be in the hands of Hysteria, plus a supply drop is going to be right in front of them, so hopefully a med kit will be in there. But of course, the timing, there is the med kit. Does he opt to use it? Of course, that's going to knock off the timing for the pushes. Now we see FaZe. They're going to have a huge advantage. They're going to be deep and dusty, pushing forward for these few remaining frags. I believe there's 4 still to come, and we got a close game.
I'm just super, super impressed overall. We take a look at that quick scoreboard from Ninja and Hysteria, seeing the lead that they possess versus a very consistent team like Tfue and Cloaksy. We talk about how can they find so many frags in quick unison such as that, and now we see Ninja and Hysteria starting to kind of play similar mindsets, time in and time out. Last tournament playing and having quite a bit of the same attributes as FaZe, now playing almost identical to their playstyle, going to places like Shifty, playing incredibly passive off the start, but being super wary of those rotations. That is the name of the game when it comes in a Friday Fortnite. Both teams kind of catering to that same strategy, and obviously they're in the grand finals for a reason. I believe a 6-kill advantage right now for Ninja and Hysteria. Last few fights getting ready to come underway, but like you mentioned, followed a very, very intense game number 2, getting ready to come up here soon.
Yeah, very well said. I mean, regardless, top-tier Fortnite gameplay that really highlights why this game is such an exciting esport and competitive title to watch. I mean, look at this coming out of the wire. The display of skill, the communication that is needed, and Hysteria going to take 90 fall damage here. He has 5 HP in a world of hurt, and a launcher rocket knocks one. Tfue knocks the other. Hysteria some way, somehow alive. Can he get that kill? No, it's going to be Ninja who picks it up instead. Hysteria with 5 HP. Can he clutch that last kill? What an ending for Ninja and Hysteria. And oh my gosh, a 2-kill different. No, wait, way more than that actually. 22 to 16. 8-kill lead for Ninja and Hysteria. 6-kill lead. I can't do quick math.
Math is hard, especially right now when there's a lot of thoughts going through our head. But Ninja and Hysteria, if you're a fan of them guys, they are in fact almost about to take the victory. We're going. We're going.
It's almost like we're not used to saying that. It's like, wait, they're ahead. Like FaZe is losing right now.
But I want to say this now. They've got to keep a level head. You see now 22 to 16. They've got to keep a level head going and play the game that they've been playing because obviously it's working for them. Land Shifty. Don't get crazy with it. Land Shifty. Push tilted and do the exact same thing that you've been doing. It's a formula. It works every time for them. Apparently.
I'm curious now because we've seen FaZe. Like, when it comes into their gameplay, they want to play their style, right? But this has not happened before, right? Being in a grand finals in the winner's side, losing your first series, also based off kills. It wasn't like a very close kind of tested game toward the ending parts. Ninja and Hysteria were up after game 1 of the last series. They obviously closed out game number 2, being the most kills as well. They've won 3 games in a row by having more kills than the FaZe boys. So now if you're in FaZe's situation, it's a matter of, okay, hey, these guys are obviously countering us by playing our strat. Now do we change up our landing location? Yeah. Do we go towards Shifty to maybe make tilted later, or do we even go toward the kind of the rider side of the map, the eastern side of the map, the eastern quadrant, and going toward the landing triangle, places like Salty Springs, Retail Road, Dusty Divot? That's the question to be asking right now for the FaZe guys, is saying, hey, do we maybe want to kind of get away from Ninja and Hysteria because they've been getting more slays than we have, or do we want to kind of continue with our gameplay, which has won us 3 championships? A lot of communication, a lot of kind of things coming in. It's the mindset off the drop, and based off of where the bus is.
I think Ninja and Hysteria are dropping crates.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit, I don't know, a little bit worrisome, I think, for FaZe because they have the option. They have the option, right, to go toward the eastern quadrant of the map, but based off the zone right here, it's not the best bus for the amount of bodies that they want to have on the eastern side of the map.
Shifty would be a big mistake here, and that's so well said. It's almost like FaZe Clan has been playing Ninja and Hysteria's game as opposed to playing their own game. I'd like to see more salty drops and then play what's worked so well, the formula that's worked for them throughout. But we'll see where they decide to drop here. Looks like Ninja and Hysteria are holding on here as they might be going another Shifty, even though it's very, very late on. Meanwhile, we're going to see a tilted towers drop. That's going to come in for both members of FaZe Clan. So high risk, high reward here as they are going to go all in on tilted towers.
Wait. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
They're all going tilted.
Oh my goodness! One game to decide it
Nah,
all.
Ninja's going. They're going Shifty.
Oh my gosh! I was going to
Ninja's going
say,
Shifty.
be
But
still, my beating heart.
Tfue
Tfue and
and
Cloak
Cloaksy
are setting all 3 championships on the table and saying, "Hey, we've got these already, and now it's time for our 4th. We're going to win this one in exciting fashion." Of course, like I said, high risk, high reward. It all comes down to this: Tfue and Cloaksy. How did they make this comeback happen? And it looks like it's going to be on the back, at least off the start, of some great revolver shots from Tfue.
And I also want to point out too, this would be the first time that FaZe has been in the finals and lost, because every time they have gone into the finals, they have never got second place. They've always got first. Of course, they haven't won every tournament, but every time they have made it to finals, they have won over their opponent. So this is literally Fortnite or Friday Fortnite history at this given moment. Let's see if it is, in fact, going to pay off. One good thing that we do have for FaZe, if they make it out of Tilted, let's say they get in, they get a lot of kills, they are cutting off a huge rotation for Ninja and Hysteria, which puts them at a huge lead. But, of course, they have to make it through. We have not seen a team, at least tonight, make it through Tilted. Will FaZe be the first?
Definitely possible. This is the team to do it, right, Fallout?
Oh, indeed it is. I said it's the
Indecisiveness
beginning.
in your voice.
I'm just saying. I'm sticking to the prediction. Maybe I can be national.
Oh, no!
the
Tfue's
snipe!
down!
The snipe from afar, Tfue somehow has been taken down, and Cloaksy cannot get there, at least for the time being. He's got to build up quite a few
safe,
ramps,
though.
and he has yet to get one. No ramps right now for Cloaksy. He has to go for the res. There is no question as to what he has to do in this situation. Sprint, get the res. You see the alarm on his face,
I feel like I'm
realizing
watching a Bruce Willis movie right now. Sprinting up those stairs, trying to get to his teammate is Cloaksy, as you did see those stairs being built to top of Castle. So can Cloaksy get there on time?
the awareness on his face as well. You can see
Oh,
how
no!
scared he is.
Down! That's it!
Cloaksy drops, and just like that, Ninja and Hysteria for the first time have made Friday Fortnite history. You see Ninja getting hype on your screen right now. Their first title, taking down the 3-time champions.
Gosh.
FaZe has been taken out by the king of Twitch.
Is he
and
going for
C9
pom-pom?
Hysteria.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Yo, this is the first time the curse is lifted. Ninja has gotten second place at least once overall. He wanted that first place, and he managed to get it. Hysteria as well, doing good on his organization. What a play. Ninja and Hysteria are the Friday Fortnite Week 8 champions. FaZe, the gods of Friday Fortnite, have shown that they can bleed, and Ninja takes them out.
Unbelievable story from the losers bracket. Ninja and Hysteria claw their way back, and I love the story of this. Ninja and Hysteria placed 4th place last week. Ninja could have easily said, you know what, I want to play with maybe a FaZe member, whoever it might be, sticks with his teammate, grinds it out, and secures his first Friday Fortnite championship. An unbelievable performance. Game 1 was phenomenal. Game 2 even better. Game 1 of the second reset was amazing. I mean, what a great display of skill, and goes to show how exciting Friday Fortnite really is.